It's time for the morning trade, and we're taking a look at Caterpillar, which got an upgrade this morning, and it's gained about 80 bucks in a very short time off the lows. Let's get some more details. Caroline Woods is with me here at the desk, and you're telling us a little bit from Baird this morning.
Yes, shares of Caterpillar on the rise, up about 2% this morning, off earlier highs. It was the best performer in the Dow to kick off the trading day. Now it's number 4 behind NVIDIA, Boeing, and Amazon, but having a nice go. And if you take a look, actually, it's having a really good month so far in May. Shares are up about 13% this month, still down about 3.5% year to date, so still under pressure. Baird upgraded Caterpillar to outperform from neutral following that 90-day tariff reprieve on tariffs targeting Chinese imports. The Baird boosted their price target to $395. That's up from $309. So Caterpillar currently trading around $350 right now. So that implies about 13% upside from current levels. The Baird analyst said the easing of tariff impacts adds weight to 2025 as a trough EPS year and is likely to drive additional multiple expansion, particularly as EBIT margin has proven more resilient versus machinery peers, which should allow the stock to catch up with the S&P 500 after underperforming by 15% over the past year. If you take a look at the one-year performance, the S&P 500 up about 11% over the past 1 year, Caterpillar down about 3%. Baird said the de-escalation with China lowers the cost drag, and removing trade-related unknowns should allow for improved visibility for customers looking to invest and deploy capital. Now, Caterpillar reported earnings at the end of April and said that they expect between $250 million and $350 million as a result of those tariffs from the Trump administration. Baird has some other reasons for bullishness as well: lower than normal seasonal dealer inventory build, a much better than expected backlog, and stabilization in dealer retail sales. Says all of that points to fundamental improvement for 2026 in Caterpillar. It's interesting, though, because earlier this month, Baird actually turned neutral on the name from bearish. So they upgraded Caterpillar to neutral from underperform, said that they started seeing this improved backdrop, including some of those points that I was just saying. But now, after this reprieve, they're going all in and turning bullish on the name with some double-digit upside, according to Baird.
That's good. That's good news. I mean, that's basically a double upgrade. Really big news there for Caterpillar, and the idea that it's all pointing to potential fundamental improvement into 26, really showing optimism there. So much of this is because of the truce in tariffs and maybe things, sentiment improving. Jeffrey Kleintop was on with us and referring back to 2018 when we had a 90-day pause with China and seemed like everything was going well, and then it didn't. Tariffs were back, and it was a terrible outcome at that point. But he said that the situation is different this time, and so that made me feel a little better. The tariff story is a big one here for Cat.
Yeah, and I guess we'll have to really wait and see, because we still have basically a July deadline for the other countries. We have the August deadline for China now, so there, is the case that things could get worse. But it seems like from those people I talked to, probably along the lines of what Jeffrey was saying, is that the developments between the U.S. and China, although they're temporary, it took the worst case scenario off the table. And it's obviously enough of a move to make Baird more bullish in Caterpillar specifically. I will say, when you look at the breakdown for Caterpillar, though, pretty split between buy and holds. There are 13 buy ratings, 14 hold ratings, and 1 sell. Median price target $375, which is $25 higher than where it's currently trading, less than 10%. But, pretty split in terms of the bulls versus sideline sitters, if you will.
And Baird, as you noted, has the target of $395. Okay, Caroline Woods, great to see you. Thank you so much. Let's get trading it. Tim Biggam's with us, option strategist, buy alerts. Tim, good morning to you. You have an example trade for us for Caterpillar this morning. Go ahead and explain.
Yeah, absolutely, Nicole. And Caterpillar, certainly with the upgrade, seeing the stock up along with the rest of the market today. So, but the stock had overbought levels technically that have only happened twice in the past year. Both times marked significant short-term tops in the stock. We're seeing IV at only the 2% percentile, so option price is absolutely dirt cheap here as well. Also running into a little kind of overhead resistance at that 350 area. Yesterday's price action kind of hinted at that, traded up above it, closed lower. Today we're kind of holding out around there, chopping back and forth. So I think just given the move on this stock here recently, we're probably due for a pullback, and a pullback generally in the overall market, in my opinion. I think the tariff relief rally maybe getting a little too red hot here. It's not like tariffs are going to be removed, right? They're just going to be at levels that a little more amenable to the market here. So I just think that Caterpillar generally will have a pullback here somewhere along the way over the next month or so. So I'm just going out buying traditional June out of the money puts, the 330 strike, selling this week's May 16th 330 puts, paying right around $3 now for that trade, capturing a decent term structure voltage of about 10 points, buying about a 25 IV, which is very low, selling a mid 30 IV here. So really just playing for what I term a bad hair day in Caterpillar, and maybe the market generally, just given the fact I think overall everything may be getting a little bit too rambunctious to the upside, so maybe a slight pullback, which is all we need given the low IV on this trade.
Well, yesterday we saw a market that was rambunctious and soaring, jumping, surging. What do you think of the market action we're seeing of late, and where do you think it could be headed? Why?
I think that, it's hard to predict exactly, but the big round numbers, 5,000 proved to be the absolute low on the S&P 500. I think 6,000, to use that big round number, certainly may provide some serious overhead resistance here. And let's not forget that valuations on the market generally, and Caterpillar as well, are getting stretched here. S&P approaching 3 times price to sales, still over 20 times PE on a forward basis. And Caterpillar missed earnings last quarter. Yeah, they're looking forward and saying, things will be much better here. But I'm more of a wait and see sort of guy here. And interesting that Baird had a 309 price target before they raised it here. So I think they were kind of forced to raise their price target. We'll see if it comes to fruition or not. But I'm just really not hugely bearish on the market overall. I think we'll probably bleed out sideways to a touch lower here going forward as we enter into the kind of summer doldrums.
Okay, Tim Biggam, thank you so much. Option strategist at Buy Alerts. Thank you, Tim.